Oh, hi. I'm Victoria Reeves, and welcome to our fourth in the series of 5 free workshops all about how to write your own story. We're exploring creative nonfiction and all sorts of wonderful writing skills. So, one moment, please. I'm just going to connect us to Facebook Live. Do, 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 do. Tonight's lesson is a scene writing workshop. So here we go. All right. Hello again. I am Victoria Reeves. I'm your instructor for this evening's class. And welcome. We are going to talk about scene writing tonight. Okay. So just so you understand what we're doing in this class, you're going to be taking your writing your ideas directly into the comment section, okay? So that when we have a prompt or different things that we're talking about, you're going to think about what you want to say, and then you're going to write it right into the comment section. Okay, so here we go. And welcome to the scene writing workshop. Now, let's talk about scene, okay? Actually, one second before we do that. This is a sample of some of the curriculum that we're going to study in my How to Write Your Story class, which starts April 1st on Zoom. It is a paid course, and I will be putting the links in the comment section after we are finished. It's a 5-week course on Monday nights, and we're basically going to immerse ourselves in creative nonfiction. So you will have the opportunity to learn about and write Flash Memoir, travel writing, personal narrative, and stories for stage, for storytelling. So it's going to be fabulous. And we're going to also, go back in time and study grammar, study tone, study figurative language, study all those wonderful and delicious things that you studied in English 101 way back in high school, and review them and dip your toes and get yourself reacclimated and excited and energized about that work. So tonight's topic is scene writing, okay? And here we go. Every story is made up of smaller scenes, if you think about it, right? So think of the last story that you read, or even you could think about it in terms of a film or a TV show, right? It's made up of smaller scenes. And scenes follow the rule of show, don't tell, okay? And that's what we're really going to be talking about in tonight's session, okay? We're going to focus on dialogue, action, and description. So, what is dialogue? Well, dialogue is what the characters are saying, right? There could be internal dialogue, which is sort of like a monologue, and then external dialogue, which is, with another person or even out loud to yourself. There's setting, which is what the environment or the place looks like, right? So for those of us who have experience in the storytelling world, or anybody who has ever done a TED Talk before, the whole idea is to drop your character directly into the scene, right? To airdrop them into scene and setting with wonderful descriptions that let people know exactly where they are, okay, in time and space. And then finally, we have action, which is what the characters are doing, right? Plot. Remember plot? Yeah, so it's very simple, but it's also complex. So the goal is always to have the audience experience your story, not just read it or hear it, but really experience it as if they are in the driver's seat with you, the writer, okay? You want to let your readers see and hear and taste and touch and smell, right? That's how much we want to immerse in the story. You're going to paint a scene with words, and you're going to show the character's personality through actions and words, okay? So what's the one thing that we need to remember? Show, don't tell. Let's write it in the chat. Show, don't tell. Okay. Hey there, people. All right, here we go. Going to read to you an excerpt from a story that I wrote called Living in Flow. And while I'm doing this, I would love for you to close your eyes because I really want you to listen to the language. Okay. So don't look at your screen, just close your eyes and listen because I'm going to ask you some questions afterwards. Okay. Here we go. I have no idea why I'm doing this, but I'm having fun. I shout to myself as I lay here shivering. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. This is going to be a long night. Deep animal grunts repeatedly bellow right outside my van. Oh, oh, oh. So close. It's 1 a.m. Temps are dropping. I only have one bar on my cell phone. Far from civilization, I'm 20 miles outside of Rensselaer, Indiana, population 5,800. I've done the research and know what to do. Relax, girl. Winter camping is a science, I say to myself. Turn on the Max Air rooftop fan, release condensation built up from cooking and breathing in a metal van. Tuck my feet under the layered combo of electric blanket, 25-degree Fahrenheit REI sleeping bag, and Ecuadorian wool poncho. Adjust the insulated Helix sleeping pad to block out frigid air from below. Every step matters. Every component adds to the warmth. Exposed skin hurts in minutes. Okay. So that, my friends, was the show version of the story. Okay. And now here we go. We're going to hear the tell version of the story. Ready? Even though it's 20 degrees out, I like being in my van. I hear a sound outside. It's late at night. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm scared, but know what to do. I turn on a fan to get rid of the moisture. I lay under a bunch of blankets to try and stay warm. It's cold, really cold. So that was the tell version. Now, what's the difference between the show version and the tell version? Please write in the comment section. What is the main difference that you notice or heard between those two? You take a moment. What's the first thing that you notice is very different? Write it in the chat. Okay, let's see. So Johnny says, show, have no idea, having fun, animal grunts, exclamation mark. Cooking, breathing, frigid air, exposed skin that hurts. Tell, very observational, yes. Tell has less detail and it's very vague sounding. Yeah, perfect. Really good feedback. And what else do you notice? Let's look at the tell side. What do most of the sentences start with on the tell side? Okay. Yeah. Most of the sentences on the tell side of the story start with I, right? Now, when we're writing memoir or autobiography, if you think about it, or personal narrative or even storytelling, a lot of times it is in the first person, right? And the first person is I. Okay. But is it exciting to hear a story? Yes, tell starts with I. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is it exciting to hear a story where it's like I? It's sort of like hanging out with a narcissist. Who every sentence that they say is like, yeah, that's interesting. Now back to me. What was that old Saturday Night Live thing? Thanks, Jane. Back to me. Yeah. So you don't want to sound, you don't want to be that guy or that gal, right? So by not starting with I and using more descriptive language, it's engaging to your reader. And ideally, they do want to get to know you and they do want to hear your story, but they also would like it with scene and dialogue and description and setting and action and these other literary devices. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to, based on this same excerpt that we already read here, the show side, I'm going to ask you some questions and I would like you to type your answers in the comments. Okay. So the first question is, what is the dialogue in this scene? So please read again the left side and then write down the dialogue that's in that scene. I'll give you a hint. There are 3 pieces of dialogue in this scene. And for those of you who are watching the replay of this video later on, you can also do these exercises at home and you can share your ideas into the comment section as well. We would love to hear what you think and what you're writing when we get to the writing part. Okay, so first piece of dialogue, I have no idea why I'm doing this, but I'm having fun. What is another piece of dialogue? Okay. Can animals have dialogue? Yes. They're making a sound. It's a kind of a conversation, right? That's the sound of the animal, whatever it is, outside of her van. Okay. And then what is the third piece of dialogue in this scene? Yes, beautiful. Relax, girl. Winter camping is a science. Yes. Yes. Very nice, Johnny. Yes, exactly. So now the next question is, who is the character talking to? Write it in the comments. Who is the character talking to? Johnny agrees that animals can have dialogue. Yes. Some people, their pet is the only person they talk to all day long. Um, who is the character talking to in the story? Okay. Yeah. The character is talking to herself. There is a conflict, man versus self. Let's give it up for the English majors in the house. Yes, Joseph Campbell. Hello. Thank you for adding that wonderful perspective. Yes, there is a conflict, man versus self, right? Or woman versus self in this case. And the character is talking to herself. Yeah, she's not talking to the animal, right? She's talking to herself. So this is internal dialogue, or a fantastic word that I admittedly learned at the WPA conference back in February. This shows us the interiority of the character, right? So the dialogue is an invitation into her subconscious ramblings, right? Her thoughts, her feelings, her ideas. And it teaches us about her. Okay, fantastic. Next question. What are yay, English majors? Yeah, love it. We will not be replaced by AI. Repeat it after me. Okay. We are smart. Interiority, I love that word. Yes, me too. Okay, so what are some adjectives or descriptive words in this scene? And for those of us who, haven't thought about English grammar for a hot minute, adjectives are words that describe a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or thing. So let's go back over the story. Let's go back over the story and say in the comments, what are some of the adjectives? So I gave you two. Long. It's going to be a long night. Long is an adjective. And deep. Deep animal grunts. It will not be replaced by AI. Okay, what are some other adjectives that you guys see in our excerpt? How about just write one and then hit enter? One at a time. Okay. So we have long, long night. Oh, deep layered combo. Very nice. Yeah, deep and then layered combo, which is in the last paragraph, layered combo of electric blanket, sleeping bag, da 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 da, right? What about insulated? Yes. Very nice. Is Ecuadorian an adjective? Yes. Okay. Wool could be considered an adjective. It's a noun, but an adjective in this case. I see two more adjectives on the bottom there. What kind of air? This is a test of the emergency broadcasting system. Frigid air, right? And then Ecuadorian wool. Yes, Johnny, thank you. Frigid air and then exposed. Yep, exactly. Exposed skin, right? So I guess the question is, what do adjectives actually do? Like, do we need them? Are they important? What do they do for the writing? Well, I'll answer my own question. Exposed skin. Yes, thank you. Adjectives make the writing delicious, right? They make it exciting. They make it captivating. They make the words jump off the page. It's the difference between like, it was cold, I was in the middle of nowhere, right? Between that and like, frigid air and exposed skin. Those are visceral visual descriptions that you can really, really experience. Yes. Johnny, they describe the feeling from the character. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So the adjectives are another way, again, for us to get to know this character. Who are they? What are their motivations? What do they think about? What do they care about? Then they try to get a feeling from the reader as well. This is true. This is true. Very true. And to create an ambiance, an experience, and almost like a discourse, right, between the reader and the writer, which is really amazing when you think about it. Okay, couple of other quick questions. We're going to jump on to our next slide. Where does this scene take place? This is like reading comprehension from high school. Uh-huh. So where are we? Rensselaer, Indiana, right? And the other place that the scene takes place is inside of the van, because she's in a van in a driveway of a farmhouse in Rensselaer, Indiana. So they're different components of the scene. Okay. How would you describe the character's personality? Maybe just give us like one or two. Yes. Just give us one or two words that describe the character's personality from what you learn in the story. Adventurous. Mm-hmm. Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And briefly, what did you learn about winter camping from this scene? So what did you learn about winter camping that maybe you didn't know before reading this? Risk taker. Yes. Good. While you're searching for your winter camping and the things that you learned, it's cold. You got a comedian here tonight, people. Yes, winter camping is cold. And also, what did you learn about how to camp in the winter? Perhaps I should paraphrase that in terms of a skill set that a person needs to not die when it's 20 degrees out. Temps are dropping, so it's cold. Yes, yes, yes. If you look at the second to last paragraph, that chunk, there's a lot of content in there about like, condensation and releasing the condensation and the type of blankets and the 25-degree sleeping bags and the insulated helix sleeping pad. I should bring insulation. Yes. All of this is based on, to be honest with you, about a year of research that I did before I purchased my van and built it out, and many visits to REI and many books that I read. And so the reason I want to say this to you is that when you are writing your own memoir, your own stories, your own personal narratives or personal stories or essays, you can take whatever body of wisdom you have about something else. Like maybe you're a musician, maybe you're a botanist, right? Maybe you're a research scientist, maybe you're a DJ, maybe you're a dancer, and you want to write about this other cool thing that you know inside of your story. Okay. So that's what's really cool about personal narrative, okay, and creative nonfiction is that it's based in real life. So you can, drop some science as it were and write about stuff that you know, and you can weave it into your story in an artful way where you're like educating people about stuff, but it also ties together with your plot. Okay, so now it's your turn. Yay. So we're going to start with dialogue. All right. So you're going to make up a story. And just like the last couple of days here, we're going to write it in the comment section. And your prompt is, we need to talk. So you're going to put person A, we need to talk. Person B says something. Okay. So you're going to write a little dialogue, a pretend dialogue. This does not have to be based on real life. We're just going to make this up. So pretend dialogue based on, we need to talk. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes, and we'll come back and share these in the comment section. Okay. Okay. So when you're finished with your dialogue, please publish it in the comment section. And again, if you're watching this replay later, you can also put your dialogue in the comment section so we can all read it and give you some feedback. Okay, well, I'm going to read mine first. So A, we need to talk. B, I was thinking that too. A, uh-oh, here I thought I was the only one. B, honestly, I've been sitting on this for months. What did you want to tell me? A, I won the lottery and wanted to ask you what we should do with the money. Okay, and now let's hear Johnny's dialogue. A, we need to talk. B, about what? A, you're snoring. B, do I snore? A, yes, you do. B, get out of here. No way. A, it's annoying. It keeps me up all night. B, OMG. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I feel so bad and embarrassed. A, maybe you should see a doctor. B, okay, maybe I will. I love this. These great dialogues just from the prompt, we need to talk. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, based on your dialogue, you're going to write a scene that describes where your two characters are. So let's think about this dialogue. Where's this conversation taking place, right? You're just going to write, just a couple sentences about where they are. What does it look like? Okay. Use adjectives and descriptive words to paint a picture. So this is just going to be a little paragraph about where they are. And remember to show, don't tell. Okay, a few minutes for this. Okay, and when you're done, please share. I hope you're finding this as fun as I am. I could play with adjectives all day long. Okay, I'm going to read mine. A and B are sitting next to each other on a graffiti-covered park bench in a park in Edgewater, Chicago. A mangy squirrel runs near A's foot. A vagrant throws a beer can next to B's side of the bench. That's my setting. It's very beautiful. Juxtaposed to this purple mountain scene that we have on our slide. Okay, Mr. Price, let's see your setting. Writing can be fun. Contrary to popular belief sometimes. And writers are fun. I think Johnny is deep in thought writing his setting. It's probably extremely ornate and detailed. Here it comes. Where do you think Johnny's setting probably is? Because in his dialogue, there was snoring involved. So it could be on an airplane, two people next to each other on a plane. It could be two people in bed. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. This is detailed. The cafe is a quaint room near the beach where the wind is not too strong and yet not so hot. Two people are having a conversation at a wooden table by a small fireplace that is not lit, but is pretty good as a scenic spot to talk. The couple is very quiet, but the woman is quite annoyed looking, and the man is looking away. Beautiful physical gestures. The restaurant has an air of coffee smells and jazzy music. So let's just think about all the senses that Johnny described in his paragraph here, which is so spectacular. We have sound, we have the jazzy smell, jazzy music. We have smells, the smell of coffee. We have the visual, right? A quaint room. We have textural. The wind is not too strong. And so not so hot. We have a wooden table, so that's a tactile thing, a small fireplace. We've got the physical layout, and we even have the lighting, and we have the expressions on the woman's face. I would say this was a spectacular and very well written example of a setting. So look what you can do in only a few sentences when you carefully and mindfully choose the words that are going to evoke a certain feeling. So my friends, we have reached our time for tonight's class. Again, my name is Victoria Reeves. We were studying setting, character, dialogue, a little bit about action and scene tonight. And all of these skill sets are very important when you're writing any type of creative nonfiction, such as flash memoir, storytelling, personal narrative, and travel writing. Okay. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Victoria, this was so fun. Only wish that I could go longer than a half an hour. Please go ahead and sign up for my class, which is called How to Write Your Story, where we're going to be on Zoom so we can interact a lot more and in a different way than this. And you're going to get a chance to write, to share, to collaborate, to give feedback to the other writers, and to complete some pieces. And finally, everyone who takes that class will have the opportunity to publish a 1,000-word piece in our digital anthology. So it's going to be crazy fun. Lots of love. See you tomorrow night for our final of the 5 free writing workshops. Thank you again for coming and have a great night. Bye.